Your cat is watching you right now, and you almost certainly have no idea what they're actually thinking. Most cat owners are convinced they're doing everything right. You feed them, you pet them, you buy them toys, you even let them claim the best seat in the house. But here's the uncomfortable reality almost no one talks about. The majority of things humans do to express love toward their cats are completely invisible to the feline brain. Worse, some of the daily habits you've never questioned might actually be putting quiet distance between you and your cat without either of you realizing it. These 7 actions each take under a minute. But when practiced with consistency, they don't just improve your cat's behavior, they fundamentally shift how your cat experiences you, from tolerated presence to trusted companion. And number 7, it unlocks a chemical response in your cat's brain that most owners never come close to triggering. Let's start with a behavior that surprises almost everyone. 1. That silly voice you use. Science wants you to use it more. You know exactly which voice I mean, the one that only comes out when no one else is home, higher in pitch, softer at the edges, slightly drawn out in a way you'd never allow in public. Most people feel mildly embarrassed by it. Here's what a 2022 study from the University of Paris confirmed. Stop apologizing for it immediately. Researchers found that cats are capable of distinguishing their owner's voice from a complete stranger's, but only when the owner uses that soft, elevated, emotionally warm register. When owners spoke in their ordinary adult tone, cats showed almost no response. The moment that gentle, exaggerated pitch returned, cats oriented toward the source. They turned their heads, they moved closer, they recognized the voice as theirs. What's actually happening is more interesting than it sounds. Your cat isn't processing your vocabulary. They're reading the emotional signal embedded in your vocal texture. That flowing, tender cadence registers in their nervous system as something very specific: safety, familiarity, belonging. So the next time you walk past your cat on the way to the kitchen, say something. It genuinely doesn't matter what. The content is irrelevant. The warmth carries everything that matters. Your cat doesn't understand a single word you say, but they understand every feeling behind the sound. Start doing this consistently, and you'll notice your cat beginning to orient toward you the moment they hear you enter a room. That's not coincidence. That's recognition being built one conversation at a time. 2. A 3-second eye exchange that tells your cat everything. Have you ever caught your cat staring at you from across the room and then watched them lower their eyelids in one long, deliberate motion? Most people interpret this as drowsiness. It isn't. That slow blink is one of the most intentional communicative gestures in a cat's entire behavioral vocabulary. Researchers at the University of Sussex demonstrated in 2020 that cats respond significantly more positively to humans who slow blink at them. Cats were more likely to mirror the gesture back and more likely to physically approach afterward. Even strangers who performed slow blinks received warmer responses, but the bonding effect was most powerful between cats and their own owners. Here's the critical piece most people never learn. In feline body language, an unblinking direct stare is confrontational. It's a tension signal, a challenge. Every single time you hold your cat's gaze without softening it, you may be broadcasting something that feels like threat, even while your internal experience is nothing but love. The correction takes 3 seconds and costs nothing. Meet your cat's eyes, then slowly, gently lower your lids. Hold for 1 breath. Open. That gesture communicates something no treat or toy ever could. I see you. I am not a danger here. I'm simply yours. When your cat blinks back, that isn't coincidence. That is your cat actively choosing to reply. Make this part of every morning and every evening. The cumulative shift in your cat's comfort level and approach behavior will speak for itself. 3. The play mistake quietly shutting your cat down. Has your cat ever stared at a toy you were waving with genuine enthusiasm? Completely unimpressed. Not boredom. Not ingratitude. What you're watching is a hunter who has assessed the situation and concluded that the prey isn't real. Cats are neurologically wired for a very specific sequence of events. Locate, stalk, pursue, strike, capture. Their entire sensory and motor system is organized around that arc. When you move a toy in repetitive, predictable sweeps, you're offering none of it. You've removed the stalk, eliminated the chase, stripped away every element that makes a hunt feel genuine. The adjustment is simple the moment you understand what's actually needed. Move the toy away from your cat, never toward them. Let it vanish behind a piece of furniture and reappear somewhere unexpected. Make it freeze mid-movement, then burst unpredictably in a new direction. Vary the speed without warning. When your cat's posture drops low and their pupils expand, that is the moment. You've accessed something ancient. And here's what almost no one addresses. A cat who completes a genuine, stimulating hunt every single day doesn't just show improved physical health. Their emotional baseline stabilizes. They become calmer, more affectionate, more oriented toward the person who made the experience possible. You stop being merely the food dispenser. You become the living thing they look forward to. 5 to 10 fully engaged minutes of real play is all it requires, but those minutes have to honor what your cat is actually built for. 4. Do absolutely nothing, and watch what it does. What if the single most powerful daily habit required no action from you whatsoever? Here is a truth that consistently surprises people. Cats don't bond through demand. They bond through proximity chosen freely. In the wild, a cat will settle near another animal only when they have reached a level of trust that requires no performance on either side. Not tolerance, not convenience, deliberate choice. When you sit near your cat without reaching toward them, without calling their name, without engineering a tender moment, you're offering something genuinely rare in feline social experience, company with absolutely no expectation attached. For a species that is extraordinarily sensitive to pressure and perceived obligation, that kind of restraint communicates something words never could. Being chosen by a cat is not something you can manufacture. It is something you earn precisely by never trying to force it. Try this tomorrow. Sit somewhere your cat already inhabits. Read, work, scroll, whatever your normal evening looks like. Simply exist without agenda. Your cat may keep their distance at first. Over days, then weeks, something shifts. They move to the same room, then closer, then, without announcement, directly beside you. Not because you called them, because they decided. In the language cats use between each other, voluntarily shared space is one of the deepest expressions of intimacy available. Respect that enough to let it happen on their schedule. 5. Never touch your cat before doing this one thing. Most cat owners greet their cats by moving immediately toward physical contact. It feels completely natural. For a cat, it can register as jarring, even from someone they love. Cats experience the world through scent before anything else. Smell is primary data. When two cats with a strong bond reunite after time apart, their first act is always the same. They touch noses. That brief contact isn't affection display. It's information exchange, a confirmation. I know who you are. You're safe to be around. When you bypass this step and move straight to petting, you're skipping your cat's primary information gathering process. It isn't that your touch is unwelcome, it's that you've arrived before your cat has had the moment they need to verify who's there. The daily habit takes 2 seconds. Before you pet your cat, extend one finger toward them at nose level. Stay still. Let your cat move forward. Let them sniff. Let them process. When they press into your hand or draw their cheek along your finger, that is consent. That is your cat saying, verified, welcome, proceed. 2 seconds. But those 2 seconds signal something your cat will carry. You respect how they experience the world. Cats never forget the people who allow them to lead. 6. Walk past your sleeping cat. Every single time. We all know what this feels like. Your cat is impossibly soft and still, and something in you pulls towards scooping them up. The cuteness creates an almost physical pressure every time walk past. Cats sleep between 12 and 16 hours daily, and that rest isn't laziness, it's biological infrastructure. Deep sleep is when your cat's nervous system repairs, consolidates experience, and does work that interruption genuinely costs. Beyond the physiology, the location your cat chose to sleep in represents a specific decision. This place is safe enough for me to be completely defenseless here. When you lift a sleeping cat without warning, their body responds before their brain can. Heart rate climbs, claws appear. Even if they settle into your arms seconds later, something has been logged in their internal safety map. That spot isn't as secure as I believed. Do this repeatedly, and you'll notice a quiet pattern emerging. Your cat begins choosing sleeping places harder for you to reach. high shelves, beneath furniture, behind closed doors if possible. They aren't withdrawing from you emotionally. They are protecting their most vulnerable state from an unpredictable presence, and that presence is you. The habit here is the most effortless one in this entire list. See your sleeping cat. Keep moving. That choice, repeated daily, is an act of respect so consistent your cat will feel it without either of you naming it. 7. One spot on their body that changes everything between you. In the very beginning of this video, I told you there was one location on your cat's body that triggers something beyond what voice or eye contact can produce. This is it. When bonded cats groom one another, a behavior researchers call allogrooming, they concentrate their attention on a very specific region, the base of the skull just between and behind the ears. The reason is as simple as it is meaningful. That is the only area of their own body a cat physically cannot reach or groom independently. Receiving attention there requires placing complete trust in another living being. This zone operates differently from the rest of the body at a neurological level. When another cat works that area, it triggers oxytocin release in both animals simultaneously, not just the one receiving the touch, both of them. It is a shared biochemical moment of genuine attachment. You can access this exact response. Take a few quiet moments each day and use your fingertips to move slowly across the space between your cat's ears, continuing gently down the back of their head. Not scratching, not pressing. Slow, soft, rhythmic strokes that approximate the pace another cat's tongue would naturally use. Watch your cat's body change beneath your hand. Their eyes will close, their muscles will release. The quality of their purr will deepen and slow into something almost meditative. That transformation isn't just comfort being expressed. That is your cat's brain producing the exact same chemistry it reserves for the animals it considers family. You're no longer simply a person they share a living space with. In that moment, to your cat's brain, you are family. If Poor Psychology shifted something in how you see your cat today, please give this video a like. It helps more cat owners find content that's actually grounded in how cats think and feel. Subscribe to Poor Psychology so you catch everything we share next. Which of these 7 habits are you committing to starting tomorrow? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone.